预算现在国际高级的比赛上是双人冠军进行下。预算现在国际级法国德国即将关闭。 预算现在北京上本场比赛裁判员及官员。
The referee representing the ISU.
裁判长来自国际会。
Henry Derby. The panel of judges.
裁判员。
Judge number 1 from Ukraine.
1号裁判来自乌克兰。
Minerva. Judge number 2 from Italy.
2号裁判来自意大利。
Judge number 3 from Canada.
3号裁判来自加拿大。
Judge number 4 from People's Republic of China.
4号裁判来自中国王玉林。
Judge number 5 from Japan.
5号裁判来自日本。
Judge number 6 from the United States of America.
6号裁判来自美国。
Judge number 7 from Georgia.
7号裁判来自德鲁夏。
Judge number 8 from France.
8号裁判来自法国。
Judge number 9 from Germany.
9号裁判来自德国。
The technical panel also representing the ISU.
技术组来自国际法院。
Technical controller.
技术监督。
And technical specialist.
技术专家。
Simon Briggs. Michaud.
Welcome to Beijing for the start of the International Skating Union's Senior Grand Prix final. Already today we have seen the start of the Junior Grand Prix final with Korean success in the Junior Men's and Junior Women's short program. And now we look ahead to the start of the Senior disciplines. Their sites of the National Indoor Stadium, built for the 2008 Summer Olympics. The host venue for the artistic gymnastics, handball and trampolining was then used for ice hockey at the 2022 Winter Olympics, making Beijing the first city to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics and Paralympics. And now, over the next 4 days, it is host and home to some of the very best junior and senior skaters in the world. The top 6 in each of the disciplines from the pairs, ice dancers, men's and women's competitors have been invited to this incredible facility and incredible city to showcase their talent en route to hopefully winning prize money and attaining more success as we head to the midway point of this Olympic cycle, where skaters continue to try to push themselves forwards as front runners for Olympic glory, heading towards the Milano Cortina Olympics in 2026. And there we see all of the efforts and energies gone into preparing the event for the world's best figure skaters. The ice being laid with the International Skating Union's logo. Also there for this Grand Prix final, Beijing 2023. Already China has been the host country for one of the senior events, the Cup of China, which was the 4th of the 6 stops on the Grand Prix series. Hosting the final, and then again China will host the ISU 4 Continents Championships in Shanghai, and that will start next month. So lots of incredible skating happening in China this season, as we see confirmation of the start of the pairs short program. Our first chance to see the senior competitors in a discipline that has a big opening this year. Miura and Kihara, the reigning world champions from Japan, currently sidelined with injury. We send all our very best wishes to them in the hope that they will be able to return to competition before the season is out. And Alexei and Brandon Frazier, the reigning world silver medalists, electing not to compete this year, as we see the starting order for the 6 teams who have qualified to compete at the Grand Prix final. And the opening team, Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko from Hungary, are here as a replacement for Annika Hock and Robert Kunkel, who were forced to withdraw due to injury. So we send also our best wishes to them as we see the judging panel. And shortly we will see the technical panel, who will dictate the levels assigned. Mr. Simon Briggs, one of the technical specialists who has officiated at Olympic Games in the past. All of the judges and officials incredibly experienced and well educated as we catch sight of the first 3 teams. Two groups of 3 teams now introduced. First group to the audience in Beijing.
Representing Hungary, Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko. Representing Italy, Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini. Representing Italy, Sara, Conti and Niccolo Macii. Skaters, your 6-minute warm-up begins now.
运动员现在将进行6分钟热身。
Their confirmation, the Hungarian team will start that based upon their rankings from the Grand Prix series itself. They were first alternates, Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko. We you see them now
These are the
warming
first
up and
Hungarian
preparing.
pair skating team to win an ISU Grand Prix medal, which was silver at Skate
You
Canada
hear
in
the
2023.
ground announcer just
They followed it up
acknowledging
with
that
a
they are the
bronze at
first
Espoo.
Hungarian
They
pair
competed
skating
at
team
Worlds
to
a
win
seventh
an
place
ISU
finish,
Grand Prix
and
medal.
Europeans where they finished
They were
in
the
fifth
silver
place.
medalist at Skate
One
Canada.
of their coaches is Fedor Klimov, who's the 2014 Olympic silver medalist for Ksenia Stolbova. Representing Hungary, let's welcome Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko.
We hope that they will really relish the opportunity to compete in Beijing at the Grand Prix final as they continue to make history for Hungarian pair skating here. As we now look to Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini. This team, the only one of the 6 teams competing in Beijing, who competed in Beijing at the 2022 Winter Olympic Games last year.
She was a single skater while he had already competed in pair skating since 2012 when they decided to team up in 2016. They are the current European silver medalists. They competed at the 2022 Olympic Games in Beijing and have made 2 appearances at the World Championships. They are making their second trip
Rebecca
to the
and
Grand Prix
Filippo
final
were
on
silver
a string
medalists
of
at the Cup of
bronze
China,
and
so
silver on this
lots of
season's series.
travel for this
They
team.
represent Italy. A warm welcome for
Between their
Rebecca
Grand Prix
Ghilardi and
assignments,
Filippo
Challenger Series
Ambrosini.
events, and their training
这对组合在2016年正式联手，
back in
他们是
Bergamo.
目前的欧锦赛银牌得主，参加过22年的北京冬奥会，并2次参加过世锦赛。他们是5届意大利全国银牌得主，2届意大利全国铜牌得主。凭借本赛季分站赛的1枚铜牌和1枚银牌，第2次进入大奖赛总决赛。女士们、先生们，欢迎意大利组合吉拉尔迪和安布罗西尼。
They're the second of the 2 Italian teams. Sara, Conti and Niccolo Macii.
Who share a passion for music off the ice. They had a standout season a year ago where they won the national title and became the first Italian pair skaters to win the European
Ground announcer
title
just acknowledging
and the
that
first to earn
standout,
a World
incredible
Championship
season that
medal
they
of
had
bronze.
last year.
In their first trip to the Grand Prix final,
And they've
a
continued to
year ago,
showcase
they
their
claimed
quality
the
this
bronze as
year.
well. This season, they have posted
Both
2 silver
strong
medal
individual
placings at their
skaters,
Grand Prix events
and
to
that
end up here.
Base
Please
level of
welcome
quality
from
is what
Italy,
has
Sara,
secured them
Conti, and
participation
Niccolo
at the
Macii.
Grand Prix final. That said, it hasn't been the same dreamy kind of experience this year as it was last year. A whole set of different expectations placed upon them now. Coming into this event as the European champions, and this season they're world medalists. We hope that this experience in Beijing will be rewarded with joy in their faces and the kiss and cry, so like what we enjoyed seeing last season. And as the 3 teams head towards the closing stages of this 6-minute warm-up, again, we just want to acknowledge our condolences to Annika Hocka and Robert Kunkel. Robert had an injury that started a couple of months ago and just not able to recover in time to compete here. So we send all our very best wishes to them. They're the team that started the Grand Prix series so brilliantly. Winners at the first of the 6 events in Allen, Texas and Skate America. Hopefully their success will be continued in the later stages of the season as we head towards the ISU Championship events. European Championships in Kaunas in Lithuania next month. 4 continents in Shanghai, China, starting on January the 30th before the big season finale, the World Championships in Montreal, in Canada, towards the end of March. And each of the teams obviously wanted to represent themselves and their teams as best as possible, with the potential of securing more prize money. As I said at the start of the event, eager to push themselves forward as front runners heading towards Winter Olympic Games. And that'll be something that will be very conscious, particularly for the 2 Italian teams in this opening group. indeed, referencing that Winter Olympic Games, Niccolo Macii, we see is marking through his lift, acknowledging that the music that they are using for their short program this season is a trial as a potential piece to be used for that 2025-2026 season. Skaters mindful of the need to find their optimal vehicle of choice musically and choreographically in one of the most important seasons of their careers.
Skaters, this concludes the warm-up. Would you please clear the ice?
热身环节结束，运动员请退场。
And the coaches pass the guards to 4 of the skaters, leaving this Olympic-sized venue to the Hungarian team.
Our first skaters represent Hungary.
首先登场的是意大利组合，
Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko.
19-year-old Maria Pavlova, 24-year-old Alexei Sviatchenko. The brilliant music by Queen. Another one bites the dust for their short program, with the opening element being the split triple twist.
Stevie walks warily down the street with the green pole way down low. And now somebody's on off his feet. Maxime ready to go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of the seat? Out of the door, with the bullets ring to the sound of the beat. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another go, and another go. Another one bites the dust. Hey, can we get you too? Another one bites the dust.
Fantastic start for the Hungarian team. Level 4 on the triple twist. And comfortable side-by-side triple toes.
How do you feel we could get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that I had. I didn't pay you wrong. How you satisfied?
Throw triple flip and the team looks so comfortable.
Out of the doorway, bullets ring to the sound of the beat. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Hey, we're gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
Well, they may not have qualified initially to the Grand Prix final, but Maria Pavlova and Alexei Sviatchenko have delivered a short program that will be tough to be the bottom-ranked team. That was a fantastic performance for the Hungarians. As I mentioned, level 4 on the triple twist lift. Not something that will be replicated by all of the teams. Incredibly comfortable side-by-side triple toes and a throw triple flip that I think may have been one of the best of the season for Maria and Alexei. And of course, although they are the first alternates and they didn't know they would be coming here initially, at this point in the season they will have been well prepared, competition ready, stamina on point, and perhaps just coming into this event with a bit more freedom and less expectation than others has facilitated that brilliantly clean skate.
Another one bites the dust.
And you can see some interpretation, and even here at the very opening, just missing there some of the choreographic movement as well. So it wasn't necessarily an easy piece. The composition of the program well considered as well, as we see that clean catch. 4 features comfortably established, the drop feature and entry into their side-by-side triple toes, with quality landing positions and quality running right back outside edges for both skaters. Maria and Alexei, inspired by 2018 Olympic champions Sviatchenko and Michaud, and also by Olympic medalists Pavlova and Klimov, Fedor Klimov, one of their coaches on their coaching staff. They have acknowledged that their dreams are to have Olympic medal success. They'll still be honing and refining some of the program component scores. And there we see from the hot head camera on the top shot, just a lack of synchronicity on the change foot combo spin. That's the weakest of the 7 elements for the team.
Sziasztok! Köszönöm. Mama, Papa, Sonia.
Taking a shout out to those at home as they head towards possibly a new personal best. Their personal best from last year's Worlds was 64.43, and they have indeed done that. So what a wonderful way to start the senior Grand Prix final. Pavlova and Sviatchenko delivering a personal best. Let's hope that as many of the remaining competitors in all 4 disciplines start their campaigns as well as they have.
Our next team represents Italy.
And now to the first of the 2 Italian teams, Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini. This the only team to have competed at the last 2022 Winter Olympics as a partnership. And they will skate to The Ecstasy of Gold by Ennio Morricone. Upcoming, their most challenging element, side by side. Just making through the laterals. From their weakest element to their strongest. Wonderful Group 3 lift. Just touching the ice on the pro triple lutz for Rebecca. little out of sync between one another through the closing steps of the step sequence. But well matched through the change group combo spin so far. Actually, a brilliant change combo spin to conclude the short program for Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini. Their choreographer, former world ice dance champion Luca Lanotte, acknowledging that the short program intention was to push Rebecca and Filippo out of their comfort zone, which is something that they want to do. A team that is, I'm sure, aware of their challenges. The side-by-side jump has, and I think may often be, the biggest bugbear for the skaters. However, they're playing to their strengths. And indeed, Luca, the choreographer, explaining that he believes they're some of the best storytellers in the pairs discipline, and I would agree with that. And look forward to seeing that storytelling continue with their Dracula-inspired free skate. As coach Rosie greets them off the ice. And their confirmation of their ability to express well, pushing the presentation score. Second of two, quality opening triple twists. You can see here scratching on the back outside edge entry. The leg wrap in the air for Rebecca, forcing the judges to have a negative creative execution on the double axels. But given some of the challenges that they faced in previous events, that was a fairly safe outing on that element for them. Repercussions of this landing, so touching the ice with both hands, forcing the judges' creative execution to be in the negative. However, this change foot combo spin, which I actually thought will have a really good creative execution based on the match that they have, quality positioning too, but the technical panel just giving them a level 2 for this, not achieving the features. Look back at that and see what the rationale for that was.
Amore mio, hai slab.
So when they last competed in China, at the Cup of China, they had a 66.33, so it's 61.91. And so Rebecca and Filippo slot into second place. They have to wait now to see what happens with the 4 remaining teams. So from the silver medalist at last season's European Championships to the gold medalists from Europeans, Sara Conti and Niccolo Macii. And they skate to the beautiful piece of music that was Niccolo's grandparents' wedding song. Loop with quality. Side by side triple circles, the most speed across the ice, the most difficult transition to. wonderfully difficult entrance into the forward inside death spiral. Well, you can see how Niccolo Macii feels about that. What a wonderful skate for the Italian world bronze medalist Sara Conti and Niccolo Macii. They've had challenges through the Grand Prix series itself, but really delivering in their short program here, and easily the best skating skills in addition to quality elements for this Italian team. They acknowledge that challenges that they have faced through the season, they've been working with a sports psychologist, and perhaps that has been what has facilitated this clean skate. And a hug shared centre ice between them, good to see. Just really fascinating to consider the dynamics of this team's preparation for this season after the incredible successes of last year. Finally comfortable again, returning to the form that they had on the Challenger Series. They crossed the 70-point marker at the Lombardia Trophy earlier in the season. And we'll be hoping to repeat that again as we see again another level 4 on the split twist success for all three of the first three teams. This was great. The back three Mohawk entry into the side-by-side triple salcos. Niccolo thought about touching the ice with his right hand, but managed to avoid it. That element and this group 3 lift coming in with positive grade of execution. The difficult position for Sara. Clear to see from the camera shot. Wonderful position in the forward inside death spiral, and you can see not just a wonderful position to achieve level, but also some emotional expression to push the presentation component within the element, not just resigning that to the transitional content in between each of the 7 elements. And Niccolo just explaining the pertinence and importance of that music to him. His grandfather sadly passed away, like a father figure to him. And I wonder if this will indeed be the music choice that they will repeat again in the Olympic season. So finally they go back over this 70-point marker, a new season's best, and getting closer to their personal best achieved last year at Worlds of 73. Nice to see the camaraderie shared between all 4 in the kiss and cry to round out the first group in the pair short program at the ISU Grand Prix Final 2023. Sara and Niccolo may have been disappointed to find themselves in that first group based on the rankings of the Grand Prix series. They've applied pressure now to the final 3 teams to compete as they get ready to take to the ice.
Representing Canada,
加拿大组合
Pereira and Trennt.
德国组合。
Minerva, Fabienne, Hase, and Nikita Volodin. Representing Canada,
加拿大组合。
Deanna, Stellato-Dudek, and Maxime Deschamps. Skaters, your 6-minute warm-up begins now.
运动员现在将进
Firm
行6分
clinch
钟
of the handshake between Deanna and Maxime, the final team to compete, the favourites likely to take the title. But the pairs discipline, as we see the start order for this pair short program, is somewhat open. As I mentioned earlier on, the top 2 teams from the World Championships not competing this season, either through injury or electing not to compete. So openings very much available, and Leah Pereira and Trennt Michaud have absolutely exploited that this season. Their second place in the silver medal that they achieved in Allen, Texas at the first stage of this year's Grand Prix series was a joy to behold, and they matched that, or bettered that, in winning in Angers in France at the Grand Prix de France.
这对加拿大组合2022年
Such a new team. See, she so relatively new to the sport. She did compete in novice pairs back in 2018 briefly, but such comparatively little experience as a pair skater, and yet looking so very comfortable and at home in the discipline.
加拿大组合佩雷拉和比肖。
As you can see, just some wally jumps and rotational exercises to prepare for the side-by-side jumping passes. And now to Minerva, Fabienne Hase.
These two teamed up in
She
October
did compete
2022
in Beijing
at
at the
the suggestion of
2022
their
Winter
coach,
Olympics,
Lisa
but
Simon.
not with her
She's
current
a
partner
multiple
Nikita
national
Volodin.
champion and 2022 Olympian
Instead with
with
Nolan
former
Seeger.
partner Nolan Seeger.
This new
He
partnership with
competed various
Nikita
partners at the international and national level.
potentially going
They
to
both
help
won their
Minerva
Grand
to
Prix
achieve
events
more
in
success than she
Espoo
ever
and
experienced
Osaka, which
before.
led them to their first trip to the Grand
They,
Prix
however,
final.
have had a
Representing Germany,
very
let's welcome
intense
Minerva,
schedule.
Fabienne Hase, and Nikita
They competed
Volodin.
at the final 2 Grand Prix events in Espoo and in Osaka. They debated as to whether to return from Asia back to their training in Germany or to stay here. Given the fact that we're less than 2 weeks between the events, they chose to return home. I understand that Nikita suffered with a bit of a cold on the flight back from Osaka, and they only had a couple of light training sessions before returning out here to Beijing.
These two first teamed up in 2019 after she had taken a break
And although
from
they
skiing
were not
for
Olympians
16
in Beijing,
years.
Deanna Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps
2000
were in China
silver medalists in single
not long ago at the Cup of China,
representing
which
the
they
United
won.
States of America. They are the national champions
They
and were ranked 4th at the 2023
have been
World
dominant
Championships
this season.
while taking the bronze at the Four Continents Championships.
And indeed,
They won both their Grand Prix events in Canada and China
I want
this
to
season.
apologise to Deanna, because whenever I comment on her, there's always going to be acknowledgement of the fact that she is returning to the sport 16 years after she was so successful as a junior competitor, winning the World Junior Silver Medal in 2000. But now the story about this athlete is no longer about perhaps the return to the sport after such a long gap. But now the talking point is that they could instead be world champions at the Montreal World Championships, and that is an incredible story that's looking a very real possibility. But before that, they will be vying to maintain their undefeated streak this season to take the Grand Prix final title. But Minerva, Fabienne Hase and Nikita Volodin and Leah Pereira and Trennt Michaud will want to be considered in contention. And it won't be easy for all of the teams to stay ahead of Sara, Conti and Niccolo Macii, who have a 70.3 score already. They rounded out the first group of competition, and indeed the score that the Italians posted en route to their current first place standing is higher than the first 2 teams in this group have ever achieved, which makes for an exciting event. But certainly it is the couple on screen now who are the favourites. They have already had a 72-point score in their short programme this year. So get just a chance to see Minerva, Fabienne, Hase working through the steps in the step sequence. They're back inside rocker, forward inside counter, back inside loop. That one of the cluster of turns. We will have two combinations of turns within the step sequence for the pairs as a level feature. One of them has to be done in hold, joined together. There will be those small details, the level 4 step sequences, which separate teams to everybody skates cleanly. And indeed, thus far, all three teams have had strong outings. Of referencing the Italians who lead the field, but the Hungarians in second place skated brilliantly, and Ghilardi and Ambrosini, a pretty solid outing as well. So we see Deanna working through the triple toe. Deanna and Maxime acknowledging that they've added more flair and connection to each program since they were last in China at the Cup of China event. And although they come in as favourites, they're wanting to show more improvement as the season progresses. They were very vocal in the off-season about the things that they worked on to be competitive with the Japanese world champions who are currently out with injury. But now, as front runners, they have to better themselves rather than compare with others. So one Canadian team and one German team leave the ice.
Our next skaters represent
Head backstage
Canada.
as we look now to the relatively new pairing of Leah Pereira and Trennt Michaud. Leah this year competed in her first ever senior Grand Prix and now finds herself at the senior Grand Prix final in the top group based on the rankings of those events. The team will skate to the music River by Bishop Briggs. Great music and great choreography to start. On the side-by-side triple toes. Straight back into more musical choreo. To a fall on the side for the throw triple, that's true triple loop.
Should
Leah Pereira and Trennt Michaud from Canada. They will be disappointed with the fall on the throw. And although this outing of their short program unlikely to achieve anywhere near the success and points that they have had on the Grand Prix series, the development of the program really evident. And Leah had explained that they have put a lot of effort into the program component scores, and they've been working hard with their choreographers, Asher Hill, Adrian Diaz, Madison Hubble, and Scott Moyer, some really accomplished ice dancers, and you can see that influence, and hopefully the composition score will be rewarded as a result of that. But there's no doubting that there's one thing laying heavy in the mind of Leah Pereira as she leaves the ice. This was brilliant. You can't hear the music in the slow replay, but perfectly on point. So the split twist coming in at level 3. And here, side by side triple toes, cleanly done. But yes, the throw triple loop. And they've had just such a wonderful season, and they seem to have gone from success to success since forming this partnership. And they juggle that as both part-time university students. They are at the University School of Business and Economics, busy athletes. You see the butterfly entry, flying camel. And of course, they will be eager to represent Canada at the Home Nation World Championships in Montreal. Success in Worlds in Saitama, Japan, finishing in 6th place, which was an incredible debut for the team. Trennt, obviously much more experienced. He previously competed with Evelyn Walsh. And here with Leah Pereira enjoying his first Grand Prix final as well.
Okay.
So they're
The scores, please.
seasons and personal best, 65.97. You can hear Trennt just saying all good before seeing the score here.
61.78 points in their short program. They are currently in 4th place.
Okay.
He reiterates that now. All good before hearing the scores, all good after hearing the scores. And still a team under development, and obviously high aspirations based on the disappointed face of
Our
Leah.
next skaters represent Germany.
And now to the 2-time winners on the Grand Prix series this year. They won the last 2 events, the Grand Prix Espoo and the NHK Trophy. But that combination of back-to-back events and then traveling back to Europe and then back to Beijing, how will that have impacted their preparations? We wish them all the best for the German team of Minerva, Fabienne, Hase and Nikita Volodin. In both the skating skills and those side-by-side triple salchos. Backed up with the throw triple loop.
ever see the light. It's hard to know which one of us is caving. Not really
The first of their combination of turns within the step sequence.
something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. It takes me out the way. I want you to stay.
This the second.
I want you to stay.
You know, it's amazing what this team have achieved in such a relatively short space of time. Minerva, Fabienne, Hase, and Nikita, Volodin, as I mentioned before they started, I assumed that the implications of their back-to-back Grand Prix assignments and the international travel that they've had and the slight cold that I understand Nikita has suffered would adversely hamper this performance, and yet they have absolutely delivered, and their goal, as we see the German ice dancers, Daria Grimm and Michaud Savitsky cheering them on ringside, their goal was to top 70 points this season in their short program. They wanted to top a total over 200, and they did that at the NHK Trophy, and now they want to achieve over 70 points, and they're achieving all of their goals just so early in their partnership, and really so early in the season with still so many events yet to come. And they made the decision to compete together over a year ago, but various logistics meant that they have had limited time actually training together as a partnership. As we see, just not getting the split. Needs to be a 45-degree angle between the legs for the girl for that level feature, so it's a level 3 on the opening split twist, but gorgeous landing position line on this Salco into the back 3 turn. And they had an interview with Golden Skate where they acknowledged this short program music very much to Minerva's style, the style that she has honed over the successful partnership she had with Roland Seeger. Their free skate slightly different as they find their own movement patterns and style as a new team. Indeed, a new team that is putting themselves in contention as possible world medalists. And Minerva acknowledging in that interview that she quite likes this consideration as a front runner. She was 5th at the World Championships in 2022. Now pushing themselves into a different echelon of consideration.
The scores, please.
So they wanted to cross the 70-point marker. Their 67 is their best. They've added nearly 5 points to that. Wow, 72.56 for Minerva and Nikita. And I think they are surprised even themselves. Thumbs up from all. And now they move over 2 points ahead of the European champions, with just one team left to skate.
Deanna, Stellato-Dudek, and Maxime Deschamps.
So they are the favorites, Deanna, Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps. But they have just heard a score that has gone up that is higher than their season's best. So they will have to deliver now better than they've done already in what has been a successful season. Opening with the biggest twist of the event. Maxime having to work hard, but lands side-by-side triple toe. Position from Deanna. Trailing the left foot on the landing of the throw triple loop. She's pleased, that's good. Relief for Maxime perhaps. Deanna Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps living up to the pressure and expectation of being favourites at this, the Grand Prix final. They were 4th last year in Torino, off the medals, come into this event as favourites and managed, despite hearing, I assume, the score of the German team who were so brilliant just before them, laid down a quality skate. Be interesting to see the landing back of that throw triple loop as to what implications there were for the trail of the free foot, I think, on the loop.
Good job, guys. Thank you.
Canadian team leader says, good job. Josie Picard, their coach, very satisfied.
No.
Listen to the music, the Canadian music, pertinent to the team, their choice for their short program, very conscious of the World Championships in Montreal. As we see, comfortable level 4, all 4 features. Well done. Here the side-by-side triple toes, Maxime taps the free foot down. So the judges coming in at almost base in regards to the grade of execution. So that not optimal for the team, but when you see that quality of position, you know that the Group 3 lift will be in the +3s at least, I assume. Here the throw triple loop. I mean, maybe the leather of the boot touched the ice, but what's most impressive here really is the commitment to the expression, such definition of movement. And that another factor that they've been very vocal about, that they've worked on. They work with acting coaches to enhance their presentation. They said that every minor detail from last season that needed addressing has been tackled and approached with input from various different sources. And even still, Deanna explaining that more flair and connection was added to each program since their last Grand Prix assignment, so the pursuit of excellence continues. And as they set the kiss and cry, it seems obvious that their fitness and stamina has been really well worked. They look barely out of breath after their short program, which is quite a sign of the amount of run-throughs that they will have done in training. So, season's best 72.25, but they needed better than that to top Minerva and Nikita, the German team, who scored 72.56. How will that landing of the triple tone, landing of the throw triple loop impact the team here against the others? So it's a 71.22.
They are currently in 7th place.
加拿大组合斯特拉托和德尚特结合得为71.22分，目前暂列第二
Deanna,
位。
hard to please, a woman with
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the pair
very
short
clear
program.
goals.
The next competition
I expect that she will come out
short program will start
absolutely
very soon.
fighting
Please stay with us.
女士们，现在收节课前的比赛到此结束。
in the free skate as we see the standings after all 6 teams conclude their short program. Just over a point and a quarter separate the top 2 teams, but it's a surprise result with Minerva, Fabienne, Hase and Nikita Volodin, the new team leading the field ahead of Stellato-Dudek and Deschamps, with Sara, Conti and Niccolo Macii returning to their form of last year to round out the top 3 places, as we see 2 Zambonis getting ready to prepare the ice perfectly. There, Sara and Niccolo. Great to see them happy and satisfied at the conclusion of their short program. They'll be using the free skate from last season. I wish them the same kind of reaction at the end of that performance as we saw from them today. There, the favourites Deanna, Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps delivering a clean skate but not perfect skate. And you sense that perfection is definitely the mantra that they are pursuing as they find themselves in 2nd place. She was happier there. But not delighted to find themselves 2nd behind the German team of Minerva, Fabienne, Hase and Nikita Volodin. Their grueling competitive schedule hasn't hindered their upward trajectory as they continue to create new personal bests. And now I think their short program score the highest of the entire season in the senior pairs event to finish a brilliant pair short program. So I'm Mark Conretti, thank you for joining us, and let's look forward to the start of the senior men's competition, which will come up next.